everyone the same advantage. So if someone comes early, even if we're running early and they come 5 minutes early, you can't give them five
Extra
minutes
points.
around the ring. You give everyone the same amount of time around the
Yes.
outside of the ring. Unless they come in late, then you just ring the bell.
Yes, because they do only have 45 seconds to get into the ring,
Right.
and sometimes you need every bit of that 45 seconds.
And the start time you get is the time that you should be entering the arena,
Yes, not sauntering over.
not coming and circling around the outside.
All right. A lot of times the volunteer in the warm-up will send the rider, but then the rider's entourage wants to stop and fuss and everything else,
Right.
and oftentimes they are late coming down center line, which is not a good way to start your test.
No, and at the one-day horse trials, you better be on time because they then have to go show jump and ride cross country, and
Yes, and
God
it's
forbid your dressage ring gets behind.
exactly. So I'm not sure about Conquistadora, the owner, because I have Sam as being the owner. So I'm not quite sure of whose information is correct there. So again, this pair from Tennessee, Conquistadora by Confusion M, and the dam sire is Bis de la Mar. This horse bred in the U.S., 49% blood. They were second in the prelim at Jumpstart last month, and seventh in the prelim at Hagyard Mid-South. This is their first two-star long. It does look like they have a completion at Virginia earlier this year in the three-star short.
Oh, so they did one above the level.
Yes.
That happens many times. You think your horse is ready and you go to the level above and it doesn't quite go as planned. And so the smart thing to do is to go back down and get the horse to have more confidence at the lower level. Again, good crossing. Slightly overbent in the neck. That was well ridden because she was parallel to the rail. Then he started to lose it, and then she made a correction. The judges love to see that riders correct horses. They don't want you to just smile and pretend it's lovely and do nothing.
Right, and when riders are starting out, sometimes they don't realize that
Yeah.
they just sort of freeze for a moment, and actually the judge does want you to try to correct whatever the difficulty is.
We saw some stretch there. Could put a little more through, which means you want him to stretch over his top line in a rounder connection. It's very steady. Could be better balanced, meaning they could carry more weight behind and lift their shoulders more. But that is something that comes with time and strength behind. Very prompt transition, almost too prompt because you want to see clear trot strides. And she trotted, but it was very quick. He was like, okay, I'm ready. I know what to do.
Yep, a little fussy here with the head. How
Yeah.
much would that make in your judge's opinion?
Yeah, well, it's all in the whole picture in that he's, as I said, he's a little bit strung out, a little on the forehand. And so that makes him come against the bit, and then he feels the bit and fusses. So that definitely is something that you're going to come down in your marks for. But it's not a major mistake.
Right.
Just keeps you from getting the higher scores. But that was very smooth and obedient. Another square halt. Oh, don't move. Yeah, he does rein back. He's willing to go back, but
Mm-hmm.
he goes too quick. This is a horse that just takes time. He just needs to develop more engagement, more push from behind, and a very soft, confident connection. And right now he's a little bit like, uh-oh.
Yes. And it is a mirror. It is a chestnut
Oh,
mirror.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't listen to you, Cindy. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. As I said, I don't listen much to myself.
And here we have a lovely haunches in, so that means that the high could do the higher levels. The lateral work, people would die to have that.
Mm-hmm.
But that becomes from anticipation. He's probably a lot more uptight here than he is in normal events.
Right. So a final halt and salute here. Samantha Irwin from Tennessee and Conquistadora.
You get to a competition like this, and she knows the horse. We don't.
Right.
And she may feel like he's more uptight, and she better just sit quiet and just have an okay test rather than push for brilliance, because that would be a disaster.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I'm just starting to get scores in for Morgan Batten, and I'm so ready. I just have one score in so far for them, and